I upped my subscription to my music source, so now I can play new music, baby. No cheapskates here. Yeah, I am spending money on this YouTube account, so much so that I'm flying across the country for it. Well, not really across the country, but you know what I mean. I'm trying here. I'm trying. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I am very excited for this live stream. I hope you guys are too. I uploaded, as you may, I think, I've seen, you found it, a new personalized emoji that I made thanks to TwitchCon. They had like a whole booth set up, and I got to make my face going like this. Because that's the face that I think is most accurate for what we discuss here on the channel. So, welcome. I have such hot goss, sort of. No, I have all the insider scoop. I was, listening to Reddit, watching people go through the Rach Talk live experience themselves. I thought I got a good idea of what it was about, but my intention the entire time was to go myself to experience it in person. And I tried to keep it on the DL because I didn't want to, freak anyone out, meaning freak out Rachel herself, because I mean no harm to her or disrespect necessarily. Like, I have a lot of things to say about her content and her online persona, but I never want to make someone feel like they're unsafe. So I didn't want to like I'm going and I'm gonna make a scene. Like, that was never my intention. I wanted to just go, blend in the background, experience it, and then talk about my experience. So the whole point was to go to the first one in Birmingham, which is the closest to where I live, and I have a friend who lives there. However, and I've already said this before on the channel, but however, freaking hurricane, well, I forget even the name of the hurricane, Ian, came through, and they literally closed the airport. So there was no way for me to travel to Alabama unless I drove the car that me and Steven share through a hurricane. And I was like, well, that doesn't seem worth it, especially when there's 7 other cities to go to potentially that are farther away. But I basically gave her money for free. I bought 2 tickets to that event, so I gave her like $120 for nada, because I bought one for me and my friend. So she got me there. She won that round. And then I'll finish the second part of the story once I acknowledge these people. Thank you, Angela Arnold. Angela says, thank you for spending your doll hairs to go to tour. Our hearts are open. Everyone, you gotta pump up your hearts. Pump Get your hearts ready. Ugh. Our hearts are ready. Our hearts are done. Our hearts are finished because the tour's over. But thank you, Angela. And for that, I just wanted to tell you this.
I don't shave my chochi.
There you go. I just wanted to let you know that. Angela, thank you very much. And Chels Marie chose an orange suitcase with travel stickers. Hey, I used to have a yellow suitcase. Orange is close. So thank you for that, Chels. Here is one for you.
You are not required to get the flu this year.
Just in case you did not know that. And to prevent the flu, just believe that flu does not exist. That's how it works, according to Rachel. Thank you, Chels. And Kelsey says, a little something to offset your tour expenses. And we'll talk about the whole expenses. I broke it down because I had to invoice myself, essentially. So we can talk about that too, how much it all cost. And this one's for you, Kelsey.
Pull it out. Let's see.
Pull it out. Let's see. There you go. All right. Thank you very much. So back to my story about my trip plans. So I was supposed to go to Alabama. Hurricane Ian came through, literally shut down the airport. I gave Rachel $120 for no reason. Then I was not sure. Oh, thank you. Clueless Monet. Welcome. Welcome to the membership. And if you want to use the emojis as well, join Clueless Monet and you can use all the emojis that are available, all the custom ones. And so I was debating whether to go. And yes, morally, ethically, I did think about this a lot, whether or not it's, okay for me to do this, if it's, crossing some sort of moral boundary. And I don't know. I could go either way, but I figured, you know what? Rachel, in her, coming out with this tour video, she said, oh, if anyone wants to wear a shirt with my name on it and tour around and go see me at every single venue, that's a great idea. And so since she was the one saying that, which I'm assuming is, obviously it would be people who like her. If people don't like her, are we not invited? Are we not able to make the same judgment call in the room at the time? And so I figured, well, if she wants people to, and she was very much happy about people coming from other states. When she was in Alabama, she's like, oh, lots of people traveled from Canada. They came from all over. So she was supporting that type of behavior. Now, obviously, it's a little bit different because I am coming in with an extremely critical eye, but I'm also a responsible adult. I'm mature in the sense of I'm not going to, like I said, my biggest thing was not to cause a scene or to make her feel weird or bad or anyone on the team uncomfortable. I just wanted to get the full experience so that I can make a fair judgment coming from my perspective, which is negative, about the event and about her. So that's where I came to the conclusion of, whether I should do this or not. Thank you, Crystal G. Crystal G says, because I'm having an awful day and this tea will cure it. Thanks, Kia. Well, you're welcome. You are welcome. And for that I say, hello, brother.
Can I get by?
Hello, brother. Can I get by?
Ooh, shit.
Ooh, shit. That's what everyone's going to be saying while I'm talking about all the things. I picked up some lingo while I was there. All the things. Anyways, so that's where I decided to head to Cincinnati. So I was supposed to go to the first Rach Talk Live. I ended up at the last Rach Talk Live. And I will say, the best thing to come out of it overall was that Cincinnati is a very cool city. So anyone from Cincinnati in the chat? What up? What up? We stan you. And by we, I mean me and myself. Oh, thank you. Your gay brother's beard. It says Baird, and then the D's at the end. Your gay brother's beard. Thank you. And also, it doesn't come up yet, but here it goes. Ginger Jessie Talks says, thank you for your lives so I can play them in the background while I do stuff so I don't have to listen to my own thoughts because I'm not emotionally stable, much like a certain someone we know. Well, you set me up perfectly for that one.
I am not emotionally stable.
True. Let me raise this up a little bit.
I am not emotionally stable.
That's better. Thank you, Ginger Jessie Talks. And thank you, gay beard brother. whichever one that one was. Okay, so where to begin? So I arrived in Cincinnati on Thursday night, late. Flight was delayed. So actually, if you're watching the Bethany Frankel stream, that's why I had to get off, because my flight was that night. So I got off the stream, I left for the airport, and then it was delayed. So whatever. And then I got to Cincinnati at like 1 or 2 in the morning. Got into the Airbnb, and then I had like a day and a half to just chill and explore the city. And I did that. And then Saturday night at 7 p.m., that's when the actual Rach Talk Live event occurred. Thank you, Lindsay Peltz. Lindsay, thank you. Lindsay chose a Shiba dog, saying, "Good job," while raising his thumb up. Well, thank you.
There's Colleen.
There's Lindsay Peltz. What is this? Oh, yeah. Here's what my job is.
I try my hardest to not work.
I try my hardest to not work. Thank you. And also, if you don't like this live stream, if you don't love this live stream,
I'm gonna smash your phone.
I'm going to smash your phone. Okay, so I'm going to come out with a blog. God, who am I? Rachel Hollis. I'm going to come out with a vlog of my experience in Cincinnati and some of my, I did a lot of recording along the way of doing activities and some stuff inside of the Rach Talk Live arena. So that's coming out. So I'm not going to waste too much time talking about well, I went to this really great place for waffles, because you can see that in the vlog if you're interested in that part. And thank you, Brittany Clark. Love your lives. Thank you.
They're going to be dropping some really powerful, amazing, life-changing shiz.
That's what people say about this stream. That's what Brittany Clark says about this stream, I heard. And, oh boy, Sweezy Lazy. Sweezy Lazy, thank you. My heart is ready for tour review. Yes, tour. Not the tour, just tour. Okay? Is it the tour?
No.
Is it? I don't know.
Bold-faced lie.
Yeah, you're right. I did know that. Thank you. Sweezy Lazy. Okay, so don't have to worry about the Cincinnati stuff. You can see that in a later video once I edit it. But just so you know, overall, it was a good experience. So Saturday night, here's my first little bit of tea. Not tea, but just random occurrence. I swear to God, I swear to the universe, I am not a crazy stalker. I swear. Now I'm going to say that off the bat. I was trying to find a place to get dinner. I had just parked, and I had like an hour or so till doors opened. And I was like, okay, let me go just walk. I looked at my phone. There's a couple restaurants on the street. I'm like, let me just go walk over there and see what's up. I walk to this one restaurant, and literally at the door, the people are like, "We have a maintenance issue. We had to close the restaurant." I was like, okay. So because I went there, which whatever, because they were closed, I turn around to go find a new restaurant, and lo and behold, guess who's standing right there in front of me, leaning against a wall, chilling by themselves. Oh wait, let's see. What was that? I missed it. What was it? Kendra. Welcome, Kendra. Kendra. We stand Kendra. Kendra is who we watched the review of 2 weeks ago, last week. But she also went. So we're going to compare some notes here. And then there may be a special stream with Kendra coming up soon. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but keep your ears and eyes open for an announcement on Kendra and me potentially talking sometime in the very near future. Welcome, Kendra. And Kendra, I hope you're not offended by this, but I did soundbite some of your stuff because you're very funny.
This girl a mess, y'all.
Okay, so sorry, to go back to the suspense. Guess who it was? Kez. My mom. God, that would be a worse surprise. It was Kez, everybody. Now, God, I swear I have so many moral failings in the sense of Like, I don't, oh, Benny, thank you. I don't want to be weird, but by having that constantly in my mind, it comes off as being weird. So I see him, right? And I walk out of, I didn't even get into the restaurant that I was trying to get into. So I turn around, I see him. I'm like, oh shit, there he is. Oh my God. I'm like standing there staring at him, kind of like looking if Rachel's anywhere nearby. She's not. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me capture this moment because I'm going to do this live stream. And so I'm like, and I'm just like recording the skyline. I'm like recording the buildings and I'm like, oh, there he is. Okay. And then I like do a full 360 and do another little video. I mean, he was pretty far away. This is a zoomed in shot. But he's like looking right at me. So I was like, okay, maybe he thinks either I know that he's like associated with Shawn Mendes because he's had paparazzi photos before of him with Shawn. So, okay, that makes sense. But I don't know. I felt weird about it, but he's on a public street, so it's fair game, baby, legally. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Kez. That's Kez leaning against a building in Cincinnati, not far away from the venue, but far enough where it was fate. I woman-fested this moment. Okay, I woman-fested it. It came true because I believed it came true.
This situation is a red flag.
I mean, I don't disagree. But what do you want me to do? This is the God honest truth. I did not follow him around all day and then take this photo. I walked on a street and there he was. So my boo thing / boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
And I will say, Kez, so he was obviously there in the audience or he was behind stage or something. Kez was the star of the show. He was brought up so many times. Dave was brought up once or twice in like a negative way, like my ex-husband used to do this. But Kez is like the hero that we all, wanted and need in our lives, according to Rach, because he had all the answers for her. And so we'll talk about that. Oh, thank you, Kendra. Kendra chose a pair character, bowing down, saying thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Oh, okay. Colt.
Welcome to the okay cult, Kendra. That is this live stream. Okay, and also before we start really getting into the meat of this, let's just all do a collective breathe in, breathe out, clear, clear, clear.
Clear, clear, clear.
And now we can be forgiven for our sins for me snapping this awkward photo of Kez. I apologize in advance, Kez, but you are part of the content now, and a very big part of the content. So, too bad. Okay, so let's look at some of the footage that I got. Oh yeah, we hate him. I forgot. We hate Kez.
We hate him.
I forgot about that. So he can be photographed. Doesn't matter. Colleen! We have a real life Colleen in the chat. Colleen says, I'm Colleen and I'm here. Thank you for that inspiring story, Akila. Kia.
There's Colleen.
Wow. I could not think of a more appropriate soundbite than that. Is a Helen here? Can someone say if they're Helen?
Shout out to Helen.
So we got Helen and Colleen in the chat. Okay. So I will say again, even though I have done this as a career, meaning like recording events and things, it was hard for me to record in the sense of I felt bad doing it the whole time. So some of my footage is like, because I didn't want to put people or make people feel uncomfortable by me like recording them. But I did get a lot, even with saying that. So most of the audio doesn't matter, and we'll just go through them and we'll talk about it, what they are. Okay, this is me. No, that's not me. I'm holding the camera. This is me walking into the venue for the first time. There's nothing playing. There's no audio or anything. So this is like, you went through there was a metal detector and like a cop. There's a bunch of cops actually. There was like a cop throughout the whole thing inside of the venue walking back and forth. And then there was like a security guy doing metal detector. And then they had people from VIP Nation, which I guess is the company that she went with to do this tour, I'm assuming. I guess I already knew that because it was on their website. but they were there in person. Some people had VIP Nation shirts on. So this is me recording, and this is coming directly from outside. And that's so it's a good job, Kia. Good job. No, I swear there's better footage in that. But that's the first thing you walk in. There's no branding whatsoever. And there was no branding until you got inside of the facility. Now, again, audio's not important for this part. And this was around 7:35, maybe 7:40. And the reason I came a little later than I was anticipating is that when I did get dinner, there was a wait because it was, 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. And I sat at the bar, I ordered Brussels sprouts, and to get my check was very difficult. But the bartender and I bonded, and he's like, "What are you here for?" I'm like, "Oh God, I don't even know where to begin to tell you why." But I said, like, "I'm investigating self-help in a bad way. Like, I think it's very destructive." He's like, "That's awesome. I'm so into that. Like, yeah, they're all manipulative." So I gave him a nice tip and then left, but I was in a rush. So anyway, so I was a little bit later than I thought. So this is not showtime yet, but it's not like right when it opened. So here we go. Walking in, this is the venue. Now this is the only real thing that was branded. The "I love you and I'm rooting for you" thing, the graveyard tombstones. But I was going to take a picture with that at the end of the show, but they took it away. So it was gone by the time I was like actually able to take a selfie in front of it. So it was only there for the beginning of the show. And that was the venue where people were filing in. That's just one shot. Thank you, Eliana Rodriguez. Thank you. Character handing over a cup of coffee saying, "For you." Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me see.
My pubic hair.
That's all I can say. That's what I thought, and there you go.
I am not someone who fails.
Just so you know, I'm not someone who fails. And in order not to be politically incorrect, but Rachel may think...
This beautiful Latina woman.
Just saying. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, let's go back. Okay, that's my first attempt at recording. Now, attempt number 3, I'm getting more confident. Not really. I will say a lot of people were wearing green jackets, not the ones that she was selling, but similar jackets. Okay, so here is something I think shows that Rachel, still has diehard fans, because this is the line for the merch table. Okay, and I sort of follow it to, this is the end of it, and it's long. It's pretty freaking long. And these people were in line for merch. Not for drinks. The drink line is separate. This is the merch line. And I was like, dang, okay. And then I got scared. But I got more videos of the merch table. But that's the merch table. But as you can see too, no branding. Even the merch table is dark. You can see it over there. It's like, unless they sold out of everything before I got there, and which I don't think so, there was nothing hanging up and there was no shirts. They had tote bags and journals and books. I didn't see anyone in the audience wearing the routing jackets. I only saw Jack wearing one, Rachel's sister who was working the merch booth wearing one, and Rachel herself, and that was it. Boat Night, thank you. Says, once you have paid and seen the show, she doesn't love you anymore and is certainly not rooting for you after. Yeah, yes, that's exactly how I feel. But also...
Whatever.
And when she started, she's like...
I'm about to mess this up.
And I was like, hey, what event am I at?
Are you Rachel?
And they said, yeah. Thank you. Okay, so now, I didn't flippy this one yet. Okay, this merch table hold on. Let me, I have to rotate it right. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Literally, I'll show you what it looks like. Great. Rotate it right again. And then one more time. I guess I could have just rotated it left. Yeah, okay, here we go. So right here, so this is a closer up of the merch table. That, I believe, is Rachel's sister. She was wearing the green dreamer thrifted thing, which apparently Rachel doesn't care about thrifting anymore, by the way. We can talk about that at the end. But yeah, so that's what the merch table looked like. That was a highly requested thing that people wanted to see, what that looked like. That's what it looked like. And this was, again, before the show had begun. So a lot of journals, old journals that have been on her website for a while, some books, and they were, I think everything was signed by Rachel. But I will say a lot of people were walking out with them. A lot of people had the tote bags that said, "I love you and I'm rooting for you," tote bag. And then a lot of people had journals. So to say Rachel has no fans, I think is false. I think Rachel does still have fans that are probably similar to the same demographic that she had previously, which is middle-aged white. Not saying that's bad or good, just saying that's what it seemed like was there. And I counted about 4 men total. I think all of them came with a woman, I'm assuming. And I did not see any men cry, personally. Thanks, Lucy. Welcome. And yeah. And I saw someone's comment about the Skittles.
You have to think instead of sitting around eating Skittles and watching Oprah reruns.
And buying journals from 2017. Okay, now this is where my seat was. Now, this is where my official seat was. I ended up moving to the back because I didn't want someone behind me, if possible, knowing that I was like recording certain things, I guess. And not even that knowing, but I just didn't want to be rude and like blocking someone who likes hers way. So here's my vantage point from my seat. Now this is like 10 minutes before showtime because DJ Asan is on the stage. So I can play this audio if it matters. This is kind of the vibe. Okay, I'm gonna block again because that's copyrighted. So this is before. I don't, and there's Jack. Jack. Hold on.
Jack.
Okay, so the crowd's getting hypey. Crowd's getting hyped. Now, I will say, we didn't get to choose a song. I feel like Cincinnati got like the short end of the stick. It really seemed to me like the whole crew was over it by this point. This is the last night. They were like, we're done. We gave it our all in Joliet. We like partied hard. We did sermons in Charleston. I feel like we got like the leftovers, personally, energy-wise, from the crew. Thank you, Jamie, or Jamie, and it's gonna come up in a second. There you go. Jamie says, "Woohoo! Excited for this haters review. Choose sadness." Hey, I'm with you. This is what people say about me
This person is not okay.
when I say choose sadness. But if you don't choose sadness,
Unfollow me.
okay. Thank you very much. Okay, here's another shot of me in my position. Okay, so that whole flank at the one side was empty, and this is my section. And I ended up at the end of I ended up right after this, right when it started, going back here to like where the person in the plaid is right here. That's where I chose to sit so I could be alone with my thoughts. Alone. Oh, hey, Cam. Welcome, Cam, to the show. Derp. I didn't even tell Cam I was going. I told her I was going to Birmingham, and then I didn't even tell her I was going to Cincinnati. That's how secretive I made this. I'm a stealthy bitch. Okay, here's what I looked like. I was like, you know what? No one's going to recognize me. And then no one did. No one even wanted to talk to me. Shocking. When I looked this good, no one was like, hey, girl, you look like you need some personal development. So this is right before Rachel was going to come out. Sahari, thank you. Thank you very much. No message. There's no message, but here's the message from Sahari that I'm just going to, I'm going to download from source for you.
Most people won't get up at 4 a.m.
Right? Or am I right? Okay, here we go. Here's me with my disguise on. 195, thank you. So, they got the classics there. They got the classic songs for a wedding, Wedding classics to get you cha-cha sliding and whatnot. Okay, is this one worth it? Let's see. Okay, this is the money shot. This is the one everyone asked for too. Oh, thank you, Bun Mom. Welcome. Everyone wanted. They're like, when people were going to this event, can someone get a shot from the front so we can see like what it looks like from the front? And your girl delivered. Okay, your girl delivered. And I wasn't supposed to walk up there, I think. I just figured I'll just try and see what happens, and no one said anything. So there you go. That's journalism rule number 1. Just act like you belong. So I walked up. Okay, so they had chalk on the ground. So I was walking. There's one of the men that were there. Oh, they got one. Oh, wait, I lied. I stand corrected. They had a rooting for you. Now that's a shirt. I wonder if that person made their own. But that's the shirt. Also, talking about the shirts and the rooting shirts, Rachel's, which is color, because she has a different one than the one she's selling. She had a multicolored one with like a red and blue and yellow and white. That was embroidered because she showed a close-up in one of her Instagram stories. Oh no, the bots. Oh God. Sorry. Dave Bots, our band. Thank you for telling me. Okay, so hers is stitched, and I was like, oh, damn, I guess I really, talk shit about these jackets, and they're much more, thought out and artistic than I realized, in the sense of they're embroidered. All the letters are embroidered. Then I was in the bathroom, just so happens, when Christina, her sister, walked in, and I got a really up-close view of the jacket. It was painted. So the one that she has is special, but the one she was selling, I guess, was paint, or the one that she was wearing that night was painted. So I'm confused about what artisan from Hawaii, how many he made, and what was embroidered and what was paint. But just to say, hers was a little bit more fancy and special than the ones that I was seeing around town. These were paint, I believe. Emily, thank you. Thank you very much, Emily, for that. Again, no message. So this message is for you, Emily.
What happened to dinosaurs?
It's a good question. We all want to know. The people want answers. Okay, so shut up, Kayla. I'm walking to the front. Asan's dancing. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's in green, like I said. Oh, now I'm just going to do the casual turnaround. Slow. We'll go slow. So that's all the above seating empty. The 2 layers of seating above, empty. Proof. Here you go. Empty, empty. No one was sitting above. There's no secret above people. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Just, that's for the record. Everyone was asking, is there people on top? In this venue, at least, there was not. And like I said, this is 5 minutes or less to showtime. And then I walked away. Back to my humble seat in the back. Okay, so that's that. And then, let's see. Okay, one more of Jack. We're almost there. This is a short one. Just another close-up of Jackalis. So trying to get them hyped. The ticket guy was trying to explain how the tickets worked, because it was a little confusing about where, because I was in seat 16, but my chair said 15, but there was another 15 next to me, and I was in double B, but there was 2 double Bs. So he was confused. I was confused. I just sat where, I was supposed to sit and then moved anyways. But I think a lot of people were like arguing, like, where do I sit? What the hell? And okay, there's Jack again on stage. He's getting his airtime. He's getting us on the DJ. So those are the vibes. Okay. Now let's get to the big opening moment. Heidi's in the house. Hey, Heidi. Okay. Only Rach is special enough to get a fancy jacket. Yeah, that was my thoughts. And like I said, I don't know. I didn't see them all. I didn't see any on display. I didn't see anyone but the one woman and Jack. And those to me from pretty close distance looked like paint. And hers on Instagram looked like embroidery. So I don't do with that information what you will. Heidi, this one is for you. Wait, did you say anything? Heidi says, oh yeah, the thing I just talked about. This is what I'm going to say to Heidi.
You're going to be like, good Lord, Heidi, we're going to this?
Yep, we're going to this. All right, this is the big, this is the big opening where Rachel comes out, I believe. Yes, okay. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. That I already saw, because I was there. All right, here we go.
Who's ready for Rach Talk Live? Make some noise! Well, if you're ready for Rach Talk Live, please help me welcome my friend to the stage, our host, our girl, Rachel!
They have my sounds. Okay, so that was the big entrance. Wow! Wow! And sort of like underwhelming. It was like, what's up? Hi. See, I felt like the other videos I saw, she was more energetic, a little bit more like, come on guys, let's go. And this one was like, hi. Okay, sit down now. So yeah, and her outfit of choice was similar to the other ones, but she just had a black tucked in shirt into jeans. She said she was gonna wear a dress, but that's not her style, so she wore her fancy pants tonight. Oh wait, sorry, I missed someone's thing. Passenger shaming, sorry, I missed you. Passenger shaming says, poor Jack with that Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, Jack seemed happy to be there, I'm not gonna lie. He seemed like a clam in a ocean. I don't know, where do clams live? He seemed happy as a clam to be there. So, maybe he's fine. I mean, he's a guy that could get a job. He's got skills. I do the same thing he does, basically, essentially. And, I've gotten rid of bad clients. So if he doesn't want to work for her, he could probably find 20 other jobs. But you never know.
What the heck?
What the heck, Jack? I think, and here's something I want to say about Jack and Asan. As a member now and being there in person. Okay, wait. One more thing for passenger shaming.
Get your hearts ready.
That's for you. One thing I want to say about Jack and Asan's presence, because we know that this was a very skeleton crew, right? That was made clear by both Rachel on social media and in person at the end of the event. You will not believe, and if Kendra's here, she'll laugh about this. They took shots on stage to close out the event. So Ms. Rachel Alcoholic Hollis, who she's claimed to be an alcoholic. I'm not saying that about her. She has said that about herself. So for the record, they took shots. Anyways, it was very interesting being an audience member full of women. Like as you saw in the video so far, there's been so many women in these 99% were women, right? But in her business, thank you, passenger shaming. I'll get to you in 1 second. In her business, on stage, man, guy running around with a camera, man, and the only women that were there were behind the scenes, literally. And I guess Jack is behind the scenes too, but he's been featured in content. Everyone else was like working the booth and whatever. Those were women volunteers. So the 2 employees that I saw as an audience member were men. And I find that to be silly, or at least disheartening, because it's like, Rachel's like, follow your dreams, women. And we're talking about some more of the content, some of the things that I thought were concerning about it, in the sense of like her talking to women and talking for women about our issues and what we deal with on a daily basis. To have 2 men be there, I just feel like she doesn't believe that women can work for her. Women can work for other women, or it was just, it felt disjointed from the message of like, women are strong and powerful. However, my team is full of men. Like, men work for me. I don't know. It just seemed a little weird, just that was the only, no women were visual. Like, there's women DJs. There's female videographers. Hello, like, we exist. And to pick 2 men, it just seemed interesting. I mean, they've been there for a while, but it just shows to me that Rachel can be the only woman on a stage. That's how I felt, or be a part of it. Passenger Shaming says, FYI, there are more people here watching you than at her show. That's probably accurate. I was going to estimate about 500 people were there. I could be overestimating. I could be underestimating, but I don't think I'm underestimating. And I don't think I'm overestimating. I think it was about 500, which to me is more than I would expect in one city to come to see Rachel Hollis talk. So,
I put out so much crap.
It's working for somebody. Am I right? Am I right?
I don't know if anybody has worked as hard on this topic as I have.
Right? Passenger shaming? Okay, so let's listen to this. I'm actually not even sure what this clip is all about, but here it is.
Someone grab it. I see you, and I love you, and I respect you, and I appreciate it, okay? I promise we're gonna have a good time. I promise. And here's what I want you to know right off the bat. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe that it's an accident that you are sitting in this exact seat, in this exact room on this night right now. And maybe it's because I'm going to say something, or Sam's going to say something that you need to hear tonight. But it also could be because the person next to you is your new best friend, your hype squad, your mastermind partner, your business partner, your...
Asan said nothing. He said one word the entire show, and he said, yeah. And it was very awkward because he had to stand there the whole time. And in the beginning, and we're going to play this audio, hopefully I don't get copyright striked for it, or, deleted off the internet for recording part of her thing, the audio. She tells the panic attack story in a much more detailed version than the one that we heard on the Lisa Bilyeu interview. But he had cue points of the story of her talking about her panic attack for when to put music on. Now, I get that it's theater and this is supposed to be, performance. I just felt like it was a little odd to have Rachel explaining such a serious mental health experience that she was going through, and then have literal soundtrack as part of it. So she's like, okay, so I'm assuming when she was playing this was like, okay, when I say the part about leaning on the floor, crying or whatever, play this music. Like they had obviously pre-planned this. They pre-planned this, monologue. And it feels so disingenuous to me because this is very serious what she's talking about. And at the end of it, there is no fucking point to it. So we'll play that. But that's it. There's no stage change. There's no background scenery. The only thing you get is Rachel, raw and real. And here's a part of the dancing stuff. Like I said, we didn't get to choose a song. The song they didn't ask, they didn't say which one do you like. They didn't give that to Cincinnati. We weren't a part of that experience. They selected that one song. And we go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. And I put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. That one. So, I have never heard that song a zillion trillion times in my life. Okay, so here's that part.
Never given birth vaginally or you're not.
Okay, yeah. Also, she said the word vagina, uterus, cracked nipples, anything womanly in that sense of like, oh, I'm just a woman and I like have all these bodily functions like several times, to the point, again, I feel like it infantilizes women, where it's like women are, in her mind, degraded down to baby producing machines. Now, maybe that's a little of extreme of an example, but I'm not a mother, so I can't relate to cracked bleeding nipples with vagina juice and all the shit she was talking about. It's like, can I not get empowered as a woman without giving birth? And it's similar if you go back in time with Rachel Hollis, back to 2015, when she went viral for that bikini post, daring to bare her belly with stretch marks on it. She said, oh, I earned these stretch marks from bearing children. So even that was like, to be a strong woman, you have to be a mother. That's the vibe that I got, and that's the vibe that I got tonight. Like, your strength comes from being a mom, not from just living as a woman. And that was sort of the repeated message I got throughout. Big Dill says, thank you, Big Dill. Did you cry? Was there crying? I did not fucking cry. I cried a lot of stuff. I cried the night before watching a PBS documentary about undertaking. But I did not cry at Rach Talk. There was nothing to cry about. There was literally nothing to cry about. I did see people going like this, though. I did see at least 2 or 3 people wiping tears from their eyes during the meditation section, which we'll talk about. Did not see any dudes cry, though. So I did see women cry, not gonna lie. And Big Deal.
I want to be relatable.
I just wanted you to know I want to be relatable. And also,
you are privileged AF.
You are privileged AF. Okay, so here we're talking about vaginally birthing babies. Here we go.
Never given birth vaginally or you're not doing this right. Let's try again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's the thing she does. And I'm hoping, again, I'm not going to get copyright checked. That's how Rachel Hollis dances. Jumping, weirdly jumping and going like this. That's how she dances on stage. I've seen it so many times. Mandy, thank you. Mandy says, please play the wig in my panties clip. I love it. I love it so much. Well, your wish is my command.
You have a wig in your panties.
And just a bonus one on that.
Vacation labia.
That's for Mandy. Thank you. Okay. So I just started recording because she said, talking about the vaginal birth thing. Because what she said was leading up to that comment was, you got to dance so hard that you pee your pants, of course. And if you haven't given birth vaginally, I don't know, something about that. That was the point of this. Okay, here's another clip.
A full year. A full year from today.
This was someone sitting in front of me when she was talking. Okay, so this was part of the meditation section. She was like, first of all, Rachel did a meditation for like 30 minutes. Okay, maybe 15, sorry. Let me say 15. Where she talked the whole time. She was like, okay, we're gonna go to a meditation now. Asan's gonna play some groovy music. And then she did not stop talking. She's like, think about your life. Think about the car you're gonna drive. Think about the money you're gonna make. Think about it. And she kept talking. Like, I didn't close my eyes because I was watching everyone else and, whatever. But like there was not even a chance, like a second of silence to like actually think about what she was asking you to think about. She talked the entire time. And I saw the girl in front of me. She was like scrolling on her phone because it did get to be long and boring. And I was like, okay, this is when I was bored. I mean, I was bored the whole time, to be honest. I had heard every single story she had told. If you are a Rachel Hollis follower of her podcast or you watch her interviews she's given, which I do, nothing was new. Not one thing that I know, that I remember was new. Everything was old, repeated. She told the panic attack story, heard it. The climbing the mountain story, heard it. Those were the two stories. And then she said, she told one that I had not heard. I lied. Take it all back. One about Elton John. And we're going to talk about that too, because that was an interesting story, I thought. And it wasn't about her. It was about Elton John and how Elton John's songwriter is the true hero. And that's what women should be, essentially. The behind the scenes people. Betty, thank you. Gotta go. Hope I'm a wake up to a 3-hour stream. Bye. Yeah, most likely. Most likely you will.
I am not a medical authority, but
you'll probably have a 3-hour stream when you wake up. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we're almost done with my clips, and then we'll go into the actual content of what was talked about. Okay, there's audio in this one, so hopefully, again, I don't get screwed. But this is the shot at the end of the night. So this is 10 o'clock, like the show is over. Her sister brings up a tray of shots. And it's funny because Kendra, okay, if you watch the review about Kendra Creates, the YouTuber who was here, I don't know if she's still here in the chat, but she went to the Joliet session, the Joliet show, and she said that Rachel had talked about her struggles with alcohol. It's funny and interesting that Rachel did not talk about her struggles with alcohol in this show and then brought shots on the stage. So I guess it depends which version of, alcoholism she's going to talk about. And today was like, no problems with alcohol here. Let's take shots. And so here's that moment. It's at the end, very, very end.
On this journey, and this is our last show. So if you would allow me to just acknowledge this small but mighty crew. Where's Jack? Oh, wait, Jack. All these different cities, all these people that we've been able to talk to and work with. So I just wanted to have a moment, and because...
And I don't know for sure. I think, again, the woman next to Hassan is her sister. I think the woman next to her sister is her niece, and I don't know who this woman is. That's my guess. I'm not sure.
We have watched y'all drink in every single city, but we never get to have a drink. I was like, let's just do a shot. So will you guys do a shot with us?
I don't think you could buy shots at this event.
I mean, why not? It's the last night of tour of Cincinnati. Do we all have it? All right, cheers. Cheers, you guys. Cheers. Cheers each other. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Here's to the dreamers. Yeah? And you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Cincinnati!
I didn't get that one. I mean, I get it, but...
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you for helping us in this tour with love and energy and light.
She's gonna physically run away.
Until I see you next time, I want you to remember, I love you, and I'm rooting for you.
She's gonna sprint away. And that was it, folks. That was the end. That was the final, moment of the whole thing. Now, okay, this is sort of a mashup that I put together. This picture I found on Instagram. This is from the Birmingham show. These two fans came to the Birmingham show and posted their photo on Instagram. Now, peep this one woman's shirt. A goal is a dream with its work boots on. Rachel Hollis, right? Okay, that's a shirt. I don't know if they made the shirt or who made the shirt. Doesn't matter. In Cincinnati, she quotes this as Dolly Parton's quote. So I guess she forgot to quote it before, that it was not her own quote, because people thought that this was her quote, or she insinuated that this was her quote.
Dolly Parton said, "A goal is just its dream. It's just a dream with its work boots on."
So I thought that was interesting that, other people at other shows were quoting the quote as Rachel Hollis's quote. So the fan base is confused. Like, what's Rachel's, what's not? Because we're also confused. But Rachel did, she did clarify for us in Cincinnati. Okay, so now let's go through I'll go through like the set list. Okay, so you already saw the clip where she came out. Oh yeah, let me make sure I didn't forget anybody. Let me look through all of the things. I think, nope, okay. One is coming from Acacia Davis. Thank you very much from Hollis Uncensored. Is that how you pronounce your name? Acacia? Let me know.
Who is this white chick? I am not someone who fails.
Thank you very much. And
Bambi's dad turns his head and walks away.
I will say, and thank you for reminding me of that, Acacia. She did not say that she saw the deer. She told the whole mountain story and she said there was bears on the mountain, but didn't bring up the deer. I guess it didn't play well enough. This fake story that she told didn't get the results she was so after, so she cut it. So she just said there was bears on the mountain. Anyways, then I finished and it was great. Okay, so here we go. The first thing she talked about is like, there's no coincidence at all. I don't believe in that. The reason you're here is to do something, and you're meant to be here. Be open to this experience, and make fun of me later, make fun of Asan later. Like, what? He didn't even say anything. How would we make fun of him? But if you don't show up and play all out, play full on, blah, 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 whatever that means, you're not going to get as much out of this experience as if you don't like something, like, just pretend you do until we leave, and then later you can, have those feelings, was the gist. I was like, okay. Emily, thank you. Thank you for that.
I am dating the most evolved human being.
And that's a great point. Oh, and also reminding me, thank you for reminding me of that, Emma. She didn't talk about the fucking Achilles heel ankle either when she talked about the mountain climbing story.
It's not my ankle that hurts. It's my Achilles heel.
Didn't bring that up. I guess that doesn't count either anymore. Thank you. Okay, so she said there's no coincidence. She said she bought a dress for the event but didn't wear it. Instead, she wore her fancy pants. If you go, no, this story doesn't resonate with me, you won't get enough out of this experience. Then she asked, so I'm just going in order, chronological order. Then she asked, how many kids are in the audience? And about 2 kids, one was in my section, raised their hand, and another section raised their hand. And then Rachel said, how old are you guys? And one kid said 10, and one kid said 14. And she said, oh, okay, never mind. If there was no kids, I would do the show topless. It's a totally different show. And everyone went, ha, 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 ha. So there you go. So there's one 10-year-old, one 14-year-old. And then right after that, so that was like 5 minutes of kind of like warm up. And then immediately goes into the panic attack story, which lasted about 25 full ass minutes. And I did record it. I am going to play it. Pray for me. Because I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this. But the part that I found distasteful about this was that it was woven in with music. The way she described her panic attack, and everyone has their own experience, right? I'm not going to say it wasn't a real panic attack. Like, I am no medical authority.
I am not a medical authority, but
it sounded to me more like a drug trip, or it sounded to me like someone trying to explain what a panic attack may feel like who's never experienced one. Now, again, I've had them, but everyone's can be different. I'm no, I don't know. But the way she goes into detail about things, like she was seeing things and hallucinating, I had never experienced that personally. So this story is a little long, but I thought it was important because it's changed very much since, there's lots of pooping involved as well. It changed a lot since the Lisa Bilyeu example that she gave, the story she told on Lisa Bilyeu's YouTube show. So I wanted to play this one specifically because of how different it is, and how, to me, she's taking something that she claims is a personal story. She's dramatizing it to the point where it's theatrical and scripted, and then at the end has no good reason to do it. And then also talks about boosting as if he's the best thing since sliced crumpets. Okay, Jenny de Champlain, thank you. Jenny says, and thank you, Duchess Lisa, for subscribing. Jenny de Champlain says, compensation for the pain and suffering you endured in the name of research. It wasn't pain and suffering, it was just boredom. And I said this in my vlog, I will say this in my vlog on the recording, it's like, from someone who reads from the Bible of Rachel Hollis, I've heard this scripture before. I've heard, nothing was like, oh wow, the live in-person experience was worth it. It's so different. Basically, it's like hearing a live podcast. Like, I saw her pacing the stage. There was nothing different. So I was sort of let down by the experience, but
whatever.
What are you gonna do?
Ooh, shit.
Thank you, Jenny. Okay, here we go. Panic attack story.
So I have to tell you guys a story. Like 4 or 5 months ago, I got the opportunity to check something off my bucket list. If you are new to this friendship, hello, I'm glad you're here. You may not know that I'm a huge music nerd. It's why music is incorporated into every single thing I do.
She's a huge, can you hear that, by the way? Let me know. It's like recorded and I'm moving my phone a little bit, so it's not going to be amazing, sorry. But she says she's a huge music nerd. She also says she's a huge book nerd later. Okay. But that's why she incorporates music into her events. Not because every event ever has fucking music in it. No. She does it specifically because she's a music nerd. Okay? Very important to know.
I think music is medicine. It's my favorite thing in the world. I love a concert. I love an artist. And one of my bucket list items was to see Paul McCartney in concert. Okay, so I have this dream, and my boo loves Paul McCartney as much as I do, and so we make this plan. Sir Paul, is coming to Dallas. We live in Austin, so we're like, okay, we're gonna go to Dallas and we're gonna see this show. And I'm so hyped up, and this is gonna be the moment, and I'm just waiting for all my favorite songs, but I have one song in particular that I am waiting for in this night. And because it's me, and because this is a bucket list, I gotta be honest, real bougie, okay? I was like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. So I am down front. Like, I'm close enough that this man might sweat on me. I might get some Beatles sweat, I don't know. And on the floor, and like, I'm a shorty, so like, you're pretty close to other people, but that's fine. I'm like energetically protected. I won't get sick. I'll be fine.
Do you hear that part? She's like, I'm short, so I'm close to other people, but I'm energetically protected. I won't get sick. That's as much as she talked about not getting sick in this live show, but I just thought it was funny that she's like, oh, don't worry, I'm so close to Paul McCartney, I might get sweat on, but I'm energetically protected, so I won't get sick. Like, okay, she's still including that in her spiel. Okay, here we go.
Fine. And I'm waiting all night, and we're having the best time, and it's so amazing. And however good you think Paul McCartney is in concert, you're wrong. He's like 1,000.
Also, I looked it up. This is May 17th is when he was in Dallas. So she had already announced, no, did she? She was just about to announce tour. So it's interesting. She was just about to announce tour. She'd already been talking about it before this date. And yet this is I believe, the monologue she told at every single one of these events, or at least in Joliet she told it. And it was written down like, tell panic attack story. So what was she going to talk about before? What didn't make the cut because the panic attack story took precedent?
Times better. And I'm waiting for this moment. I'm waiting for my song, right? All I want is to hear this man sing Blackbird to me, not the other 15,000 people. It's just, we're here, okay? And he's singing this song, and it's so beautiful, and Boo has this video of me like laughing and crying and like having this sacred moment. It was so special. Now, as soon as this song is done, because I've been waiting for it all night, I gotta pee. You know you do it too. You ever been to a concert, like, I'm just waiting for Man, I Feel Like a Woman, and then I'm out, right? So I hear.
But isn't that weird that like he would play the song? Like, I'm waiting for my song, and then that's his cue to like play Blackbird. To me, it just feels icky. Like, if this is a story about something funny or something interesting, I'd be like, okay, fine. But this is allegedly a true story of a woman having a debilitating panic attack, someone who is suffering from very severe anxiety, and there's like all these theatrical elements. I'm just like, no. That's a no from me. Sorry.
This song, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go use a potty. So then I gotta get out of this thing. So I'm doing this like, do you go? Okay, we're gonna just. Thank you. Sorry, I just mean it. I'm sorry. I'm fine. And I walk out of the arena into this hallway, brightly lit hallway. There's a concession stand. I walk past the concession stand. I go to the bathroom. I come back. I grab 2 bottles of water from the concession stand. I walk back into the concert. And as soon as I walk back into the concert, I'm like, whoa. The lights are really bright. Like, the lights got really bright. They got a lot more intense. The strobes are going. And I'm like, I did not know that Sir Paul McCartney likes to go super hard in the second half of his concert. But I'm here for it. Let's go. Like, maybe pyrotechnics are going to happen. Backup dancers. I'm ready. So I go back to my seat. I'm like, sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. Get in my seat. And now I'm like, I feel like everyone around me has grown by like a foot. Like, I'm feeling really small all of a sudden and very overwhelmed by the amount of people, and those strobe lights are just going, and then all of a sudden, like,
to me, like, everyone seems smaller, or I seem smaller, and everyone seemed big. Like, this sounds like you were drugged. This is the vibe I'm getting from this story, and maybe there's more to it than she even realizes. Maybe she's naive and she was drugged by her Boo thing. I'm not saying that's what happened, but her symptoms do not align with what my experience was of a panic attack. I've never felt smaller and that the lights were like strobing different. My own opinions here. I don't know.
The music's getting louder. Like, it's getting really loud, like to a place that it's no one else uncomfortable, but I'm like, what is happening? And I start to feel really weird, like something's happening in my body. I don't know. Does anyone know what's happening to me right now? Okay, I had no idea, so just stick with me. So I don't know what's going on. And remember, we both wanted to see this concert, and I do not want to ruin this moment for this man. Like, I am so non-confrontational. I'm the person, like, I can go to a restaurant, you could serve me anything, and I will not complain. Anyone else like that? Like, I am the person, I know some of you are so good, you speak your truth, you stand up for yourself, not me. You served me dog vomit on a plate, and I'd be with you and be like, oh, Sarah, I can't even believe this, they're serving me dog vomits? I did not know the Cheesecake Factory had that on the menu. Right, it's so terrible. And then the server comes over and I'm like, it's fantastic. Oh, is it cilantro? Is that, I'm picking up something. Is that, it's fantastic. Because I don't want anyone to like be disturbed, but in this moment, I'm tripping out so bad that I feel like I'm about to make a spectacle of myself. So he says, are you okay? And I'm like, no. So he's like, let's go. So we go, and from my seat to the concession stand area, I'm starting to feel more weird and more weird. My heart starts to pound so hard, like it's pounding outside of my chest. And then all of a sudden I start sweating. I get so hot. I flop sweat. Do you know what a flop sweat is? Every crack on your body. Every crack. It's every orifice, all of it is coming out. And I get to basically where the concession stand is, and my brain just doesn't work normally anymore. He is trying to talk to me. He is speaking words. I don't understand the English language. I don't know what's going on. And now I'm in a conversation with my brain. And my brain says, I know what it is. I know what we should do. We should get your shoes off. That's the solution. Right here, right now. You can't understand English.
And hear those sounds in the background? That's the road. I don't know why. The venue is like right by the road, and you can hear cars driving by the entire time. So just so you know. And the doors are closed. It's like an enclosed place. But in that room particularly, you can hear car noise. So that's why. It gets worse.
Flop sweating, your heart's beating out of your chest. Get your shoes off your feet. My brain says, Rach, we gotta get these hooves on this ground. And in case you're wondering, in case you're like, oh, did you need to do that because this was the night you wore stilettos? Y'all. I was in sneakers. I was not in fancy shoes. There was no heel involved. All my brain knew was that the cement floor next to me was probably colder than my feet. So I was like, I gotta get these shoes off, right? And just as a quick side note, I am disgusted by public surfaces.
Am I the only one that doesn't like touching germs?
Disgust. This is like long before there was a pandemic. I don't want to touch. If you touched it, I want to touch it. Okay? If someone else has been there, no. I'm gonna take my shoes off. I'm gonna get my feet on a dirty arena floor. That's what we're gonna do. But you know what? My brain was like, yeah, that is exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna just take off these shoes, right? Get the feet free. We free the feet.
Okay, so now she's actually on the floor. And I've seen this part. This is where a lot of people took pictures of her on stage because she physically is delivering this part from the floor of the stage.
I'm on the floor to take my shoes off, you guys. I just want you to imagine in front of me is a frantic British man still trying to figure out what's going on with me. I am in my own world, right? And the best thing happens right about now. My shoes are off. I'm on the ground. This feels pretty good. And from the arena, I hear the best soundtrack you could possibly have to whatever's going wrong with me in this moment. Just blaring music. Oh, buddy, oh, buddy, life goes on. And I'm like, you know what? This feels so good. Like my feet on this ground feel so good. I know what I need to do now. Gotta get this on the ground. Get this space.
She's talking about her, she's pointing, she's like, I gotta get this on the ground.
It's like squat, like get it in there on the cement. And like, imagine, if you will, again, this man just being like, no. As I go full starfish, just to paint a picture for you, directly in front of you, like where you are sitting, directly in front of you, is a line for the concession stand where people are waiting.
I just don't find this funny. This is like a woman displaying like very serious physical, like, reactions to a mental health crisis. As Kendra would say,
I don't find anything funny.
oh no, Dave. Okay, we blocked him again. Like, everyone's laughing because she's wanting people to laugh at this story. But if I was retelling my panic attack story, I would hope that people were like, then you were like having a mental breakdown. Oh my God, that's so funny. You felt like you're gonna die. Like, it's not funny. It's just not. It's just not a funny story. This is nothing. And they're adding music to make it light. It's not. And there's no, she didn't go, her answer, well, I have anemia, was the answer, which I think is a bullshit answer that she's just come up with because it shows that she has no mental illness problems. It's a physical problem. She's just decided that this is the problem with her and that's what causes panic attacks. So all good, no harm, no foul. I just disagree with that premise. And it's like, I don't know. I just find this to be distasteful and disrespectful to people suffering through mental health problems or mental health in general. Like this is an extreme reaction in my opinion. And the fact that it's like no big deal, I don't think the severity of this is being respected. Of like, if you feel this, you should probably seek psychiatric help or at least get on medication or talk to a therapist or some follow-up care needs to be done. She says again at the end of this, I just decided I don't need it anymore. I'm done. I don't need to have this panic attack anymore. And she is healed essentially. And it's very frustrating and disappointing.
To buy a soft pretzel and a double margarita, and your girl is full starfish. I'm not going to do it now because I love myself. Full starfish on the ground. And from this position, with Oh Bloody Blah Da playing in front of me, I finally understand the English language enough to get 2 words. Panic attack.
She didn't understand English for a little bit. I guess that's a symptom of panic. I don't know. Yaga Baba Violetta or Jaga Baba. Not sure, but you have a very cute dog in your profile picture. A little Cocker Spaniel. How cute. They say they are laughing because they're best friends. Yes. And they're rooting for each other. So they're allowed to laugh at her medical condition. How nice. How nice.
Clear, clear, clear.
We're just going to clear it for her. Let's see. Rachel, this is what we have to say to you.
You're not freaking fine.
You're not freaking fine. Thank you. All right, keep going. And be warned, there's poopy poop poop story part starting soon. So if you don't like poopy poop poop and describing of poopy poop poop, this section may not be for you.
I, 39 years old, queen of mindset, all the therapy, all the work. He says to me, "You're having a panic attack." And like from the depths of my starfish, I'm like, no, not me though. Not me. Some like ego in me, some prideful part of me is like, no. I could have had a panic attack at any point in the last 39 years. That would have made more sense than this. No, I'm fine. I'm just going to go to sleep here. I'm great. But as he's trying to talk to me and I'm trying to go to sleep, something in my body shifts. Something shifts. And in that moment, I realize I'm about to shift my pants. I don't know what your panic attacks are like, but apparently mine is like having a colonoscopy. Everything that once was here, not gonna be there, and I'm just...
Rach, but not Rach, says, where were Rach's guardian angels during this? Oh, you mean?
My guardian angels, my spirit guides.
They were telling her, now, the reason that she'll come up with, or she probably has already, they were guiding her to realize that she has anemia. And she comes up with this excuse and this answer later in a podcast, well, before this live event, but after the panic attack. She said she decided that she had, had heavy periods, which caused her to have, anemia, which caused her to have panic and depression. But it has nothing to do with her lifestyle or what is going on in her life or her divorce or her failing business, in my opinion, but maybe not so failing anymore. Who knows? I'm just a speculator on the internet. What do I know? It's only physical, so therefore that's why she has the panic. So I guess the angels were guiding her to get a blood test. Rach, but not
Rach.
Thank you. All right, here comes more poo-poo.
I just want to remind you, this is 5 months ago. 5 months ago. So imagine me, I'm on the ground, okay? And like, we're still at a place in our relationship, I'm still trying.
Okay, yeah, all right, here, this part I thought was very interesting. She's like, this is the part of our relationship where I'm still trying with her boo thing. Okay, here's how she describes still trying, which is funny because she just talked about him, and you'll laugh. You will laugh, everybody. Listen to this.
I am still shaking my leg all the way to the top. You know, just to the knee, you know. I'm still going all the way to the top, okay? And
so the way that she describes still trying in her new relationship is shaving her legs all the way to the top. So why then did we have a 15-minute explanation about how cool Kez is about her not shaving her vagina?
My pubic hair.
Okay.
I don't shave my chochi.
Okay.
Vacation labia. You have a wig in your panties.
Okay, but she's trying to keep the relationship alive by shaving her legs. Does not make any fucking sense. And again, for people who actually listen to Rachel, like I listen to Rachel more deeply and try to listen to every word more than probably a lot of the fans that were there, because they seem to be delighted by these news stories, right? It's like you get disappointed all the time because all her stories do not make sense. If you listen to them as a whole, if you listen to them one at a time, they might make sense a little. If you listen to the whole story, chapter 1 to chapter whatever, 39, they don't fucking make sense together. It's not the same book. So it's what's frustrating, because if you are someone who truly likes her, you're constantly disappointed. So, okay, just wanted to say that.
I would literally, like, no joke, I would literally rather die than poop my pants in front of this man. I can't even, just the idea, my heart just stopped just saying it to you. So I'm on the ground, and nothing could have gotten me off this ground. Nothing. Except the fear that I'm about to crap myself. So I'm on the ground, and like, literally, I'm like, oh my God, okay, we got this, you've had babies, you push babies. Just real quick, who here has ever pooped their pants as an adult? Don't lie. Thank you. And I'm not talking about labor and delivery.
The amount of women who raised their hand was utterly shocking to me. She's like, how many women or how many people, everyone in the audience was a woman except for like 4 people. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. Everyone appeared to be a woman to me, or at least female presenting. How many of you have ever pooped yourself as an adult in public and like 50 hands shot up? I'm like, am I missing something? Is this an epidemic I'm unaware of? And then she's like, and labor and delivery doesn't count. So I don't know if they were considering that before she said that caveat or what, but I was like, wait, that's a lot of people that just raise their hands. I'm shocked. Diana says, God, you are also serious. I have panic attacks constantly, and I joke about them all the time. What's the alternative? Dark humor is survival. Okay. Sorry that you are offended by our lack of laughter, but I have to say,
I do not give a fuck.
Sorry. Does that mean? I think we are laughing just about this. In this case, I don't think it's funny. And she's not a comedian, so... But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Sabrina, is this food poisoning, a bad drug trip, or is she just being super insensitive about panic attacks? She calls it a panic attack, so we're going to say it's a panic attack. So, yeah, I think she's just trying to be...
I want to be relatable.
I think it's just trying to be relatable. That's all. That's all I think about that, Sabrina. Anyways, she's not done, y'all. She's got more pooping to do. She hasn't even done the pooping yet.
Because we all pooped on that table, okay? Whatever they told you, your partner was like, you didn't poop at all. You pooped. We all did it. But I'm talking like in real life, this is not supposed to happen to me. It's about to happen to me. So I'm like, nothing could have gotten me off this ground, but I'm like, I gotta get off this ground. And I spy over yonder a family bathroom. And at this point, nobody needs an audience for what's about to happen. So I'm like, you just gotta get to the family bathroom, right? But the thing is, I'm face down. And I'm like, I gotta keep my butt cheeks together. Because that's my only hope. So I'm trying to figure out how to get off the ground without opening my butt.
Welcome, Heather. Okay, at this time, she's physically, now it's physical comedy. And sorry, Diane, I didn't mean to like be a bitch to you. I'm just saying, I don't know. We're not that sensitive on this channel, I don't think. So I'm defending myself and defending the world that is Kia. So sorry, didn't mean to say fuck you. I mean, I meant to say it, but I don't really mean it that deeply. And Heather the lawyer's here. Welcome, Heather the lawyer. So right now on stage, if you can picture it, Rachel just was on the ground telling basically the whole story. So now she's touching her butt and she's like squirming up, almost like she's like a downward dog now. And then she's like getting up physically on the stage to show that she's clenching her butt cheeks as she's walking to this family bathroom. Pokey Betch. Woo! Thank you. Thank you for joining the membership.
And he's like, what are you doing? I have to go potty. And so now I'm trying to walk very slowly, holding my butt cheeks together. Can you imagine the concession line? Can you even imagine? This is Dallas, Texas. This is one of my biggest demographics. You tell me someone didn't know. I'm very, right? I get about halfway there and I realize we're done. It's done. It's coming. There's no option. And my only choice at this point is just to break into a sprint and pray to God. So
she's like, Dallas, Texas is one of my biggest demos, like demographics for fans. I'm like, okay. Okay, Rachel, whatever. Maybe back in 2015. I don't know about now. Because why wouldn't you have your tour there? Oh, sorry. Why wouldn't you have tour there? Oh, yeah, I forgot. God told you where to put these dates. So Cincinnati it was. She's going to talk about, like, she's like, of course people knew, like, fans were seeing her. She's going to make a joke about that now.
I just start running. Like, just stop! I'm like, pushing, get out of my way! And I get into the bathroom. And what happened there is between me and God. But just imagine, if you will, that after the exorcism happens, I'm sitting in the toilet, and now I'm really weak, and my brain says, you know what you should do? I'll lay down on this floor. Right.
The music, I'm just like...
I mean, that kind of fear where it's so bad that you...
So now she's going to put herself on the bathroom floor. Why? I don't know, because this is apparently how panic attacks happen these days.
So, anyone who grew up in the church, you ever get so afraid that you go back to worship music from your childhood? You know what I'm talking about? There's only a handful of us, and you just start singing Amy Grant for no reason. Anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna lay down on this floor, and then another part of me...
Yeah, isn't this such a long story? This is the warm up. This is like, we're only there for 2 hours, right? And this is supposed to be life-changing event. This has been going on for 15 minutes now, and it's not done yet. We're still talking about this.
It's like, they are going to find your dead body with your pants around your ankles. Get out of the bathroom! So I get out of the bathroom, I open the door, across the way I see Boo and a group of EMTs, because now we've gathered a crowd. And my brain's like, don't worry about the medical professionals, go back to the cold, cold ground, right? So I ignore everyone who's there to help me, and I just go starfish again on the ground. Now I'm on the ground, Boo comes over, and just to set this up for you, this is the kindest, most, like, it's like dating Yoda. He's so calm, he's so serious, so calm, right? Like, you'd make out with him a little bit. Yeah, okay.
She pointed to Hassan. This is her new joke now, to say, like, I would make out with her if I could. And, like, now the joke is to Hassan, who's a man. You would make out with him, right? Like, people are so amazing that they'll change teams for them. That's her new joke now. She's told this, like, several times in the last couple months. Like, oh, yeah, my doctor's so good, I would make out with her. And now she's saying to Hassan, the DJ, oh, he's such a good person, my boo thing, my boyfriend. You'd make out with him. I don't know. Just something, not saying good or bad, it's just something I've noticed. Redhead with a rake. I, again, love that username. Says, definitely drugs. She's just trying to cover her ass in case someone saw. That's what I also thought on the mountain, too. Because this is the second experience where she's talked about, like, people probably thought I was wasted, but then tells this elaborate story about how it's all because of the universe is doing whatever, and that she's not wasted, she's not on drugs. This is like a totally, relatable thing to everybody. So it's interesting because on the mountaintop they said too, oh, like I was walking around like people thought I was, drunk. Maybe you were. Maybe you were, and this is you trying to like get people to not talk about it, like, oh, it's a medical thing. I don't know.
The best, goodest, good girl you ever met in your life.
That's Redhead with a rake. The best, goodest, good girl you've ever met in your life. Okay, we're almost near the end. Almost. She at least got through the poop.
Oh, never, like, he's so kind and wonderful, and I'm telling you that because of what's about to happen next. So I'm on the ground, and he leans down in front of me, and
welcome, Savvy. Welcome. Well, we have all of the big players in the house today. We got Heather. We got Cam. We got Savvy. We had RK. I don't know if he's here anymore, but we got them all. Did I miss anybody? Let me know. Heather the lawyer has become a member. Damn, everyone needs to become a member now because Heather the lawyer's a member. That's when you know it's a legit thing. Thanks, Heather. Okay, here we go.
He says, darling, because he's British. He says, darling, how are you? And I'm like, I can't, I'm not, I don't, I'm sweating, I'm so hot. I'm just so hot, I'm sweating and I'm hot. And I can't. And he's like, he fills my forehead, he says, you're not hot. Which also has like a double meaning there that struck me sort of weird. Now, and again, I just want you to imagine, in front of me is a concession stand of people, and just at this point, they have watched a full spectacle, because it takes 45 minutes to get it.
Oh yeah, and Kendra. Kendra's here too, duh. Our new bestie, Kendra. Okay, sorry I left you out, Kendra. You are number one in our hearts.
Drink. And I just like to imagine these like Texas women be like, oh, is that Rachel? Yes, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Right? So I'm down, and he just told me, you're not hot. And I'm like, oh, but I'm too tired, so I'm going to keep sleeping. And then and he says, what else? And I said, my heart's pounding so hard. My heart, I just like it's pounding out of my chest. I don't know what's happening. And he takes my pulse and he says, your heart's not pounding. It feels like you're being a little dramatic. I mean, first of all, I am, but who are you to tell me that? Secondly, what? This is my moment of need. How dare you? So now, I'm apparently having a panic attack, face down on the floor. People are looking at me, now I gotta break up with this guy. Right? So I'm down there, and he's like, he keeps squeezing this part of my hand. I didn't know what he was doing. He was trying to like squeeze the trigger point, but he's squeezing it so hard. I'm like, ow! Just an absolute disaster. disaster of a human being. The EMTs come over and they're like, ma'am, we're gray as the floor. We really feel like we need to take you to the hospital. We want to check you out. And I'm like, to be honest,
She also described herself as gray climbing the mountain as well. So I'm just, again, pointing out similarities in these stories where she seems to be hallucinating and having all these symptoms and then miraculously recovers moments later. Just saying, I don't know, it's very suspicious. And I see Savvy's question about going to TwitchCon and VidCon next year. Arky doesn't want to go with me. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And by it, I mean go to these events. I've never been to VidCon. I'm down. I'm down. Who's down?
Me.
Let's do it. Okay.
And we felt like, you know, any port in the storm, and my port in the storm wasn't being very supportive of my dramatic needs. So there's a part of me that kind of was like, yeah, I should go to the hospital because these EMTs will take care of me the way you cannot. But I'm like, I don't know, should I go to the hospital? And he's like, hold on. And he looks at the EMT and he said, how many songs are left in this concert? And the EMT says, there are 2 songs left. And he's
Okay, this part, she's like, Kez is like, you're not hot, your heart's not beating that fast, you're being dramatic. Okay, then the EMTs are saying, Nishatitha. Is that right? Ready? A. Thank you for becoming a member. Please correct me in how to pronounce your name so I can get it right from now on. So she said that the booth thing says you're not hot. The booth, like physically hot. Because she's like, I'm so hot. He's like, you're not. Then she says, my heart's beating so fast. He does her pulse. He's like, you're not. You're being dramatic. And so she's all upset. And then the EMTs are saying, we think we should take you to the hospital because you're gray. And your color is gray. You know, we should take you. And Boothing asks the EMT how many songs are left in this set. Which I thought immediately, how the fuck would the EMT know about the set list for Paul McCartney's concert one time in Dallas in May? Like, what the EMTs are given like the advanced, you know, notice of what the songs are? That doesn't compute to me necessarily, so I'm not sure. And this is the part where she's like, wow, what an asshole that he asked that. But now it's going to turn around. He's actually the hero of the story because it sounds like, you know, he didn't want to leave for the music, but it's got, no, that's not why.
Like, okay, Rach, you can go to the hospital, but I want you to understand that when they're putting you on the gurney, 15,000 people are going to walk by and see this happen. And I'm like, I'm up! I got it! I get out of this arena, take an Uber back to the hotel. That man is scarred for life. I'm sorry, sir, about everything that happened in your car. We did tip well. I get back to the hotel room. I pass out on the bed, full makeup, like I'm disgusting. And I'm like really sad, also really tired. I'm completely drained, and I gotta break up with this guy tomorrow, and I go to sleep. I don't even talk to him. We're not talking anymore. I go to sleep, right? I wake up a little while later, and he's washing my feet. I know. So from the pillow, Sleeping Beauty raises her head, and I'm like, now you're nice to me. He's like, what? I said, well, now you're being nice to me. He said, what are you talking about? And I said, I am having a full-scale DEFCON 5 or 1, whichever one's the bad one. That's what's happening inside my body. I'm expecting love back from you, and you're just being mean to me. And he's like, oh, no, baby, I tried everything.
Baby.
I tried cajoling you. I tried helping you. I tried coaching you. I tried everything, and you just kept getting further and further inside your head and kept spiraling more and more. And the only thing I hadn't tried was anger. And I was like, oh. Well,
I just can't get over the kiss me background track. Kiss me. the only thing I could do was beat you. You weren't listening to me. Like this, okay, this, she's going to wrap it up now in a second, but this is the line that she wants you to follow. Her man was angry towards her because that's the only thing that works. Is that not like the definition of an abusive relationship? Like men, when they beat their wives and they say, well, you needed to learn that not to do that again, not to put the laundry that way, not to whatever. And the woman goes, oh yeah, he cares about me. He really does. And it could go both ways. It doesn't have to be man to woman, but women to men as well. It's like, that's manipulation, to go, oh, the only way that I could get through to your dumb brain is through anger. And she's taking this and delivering this to a room full of women and saying, this is the lesson I want you to take home tonight. The man in your life being angry at you, that is probably a good thing. What? This is insane.
I didn't like it. And he says, oh, well, sometimes what we need doesn't come in the form we want it to. Okay, bitch, okay. All right, fine. I'll keep dating you. But I tell that story, one, because I want you to hear that message tonight. Sometimes the thing that we need doesn't come in the form that we want it to. Who has ever lived through something or had an experience in your life that at the time sucked, but you now look back and are like, yeah, I needed that. I needed that kick in the pants. I needed that thing to happen. I needed this breakup. I needed you to leave me because I would have never done it myself. I needed this thing, even if it didn't come in the form I wanted it to. I tell you that story because I want to make you laugh. Because I feel like if I can talk about almost pooping my pants on stage, then maybe you can talk to your partner and not feel embarrassed. But also because there's a chance that tonight you're going to hear something that is what you need, but not what you want.
Okay, that was the takeaway. What she already said in the beginning. So you might hear something that you don't want to hear tonight, but that you need to hear tonight. Okay, and Kendra says it's the same exact story as Juliet and hated it. Yeah. Like, isn't that toxically just a bad story of abuse? Because in her case, okay, she's a rich white woman who has financial means to get out of the relationship if she so chooses with Kez in the future. If she decides and wakes up and decides, Kez is not the guy for me, she probably has enough resources, hopefully, and even in that case, she may not, but she has a lot better chance of getting rid of him and moving on with her life by purchasing a new home, by being able to afford, to relocate all her children and to get security to follow her around. Okay, so someone who's not in that financial situation, being told men or people in your life are going to be mean to you, and that's a good thing, and that's a lesson that you need to learn. I find it extremely problematic. And the fact that people are laughing along, like, oh, this is such a beautiful story, such a wonderful story. Like, I'm missing a lot of the context or how this is helpful. Just to come back to the part of sometimes you don't want to hear something, like I don't get it. It's a far stretch. Same thing with the tampon story. I've told that story a million times. She's told that story a million times. But basically, she finds a tampon inside of her that's 3 weeks old. And the lesson is sometimes you forget there's stuff there in your life that you're not paying attention to. It's like, is that the best delivery of that message? No, it's not. So anyways, that was the one big long story. And she embellished it. And I didn't like the music add-ons. I thought it was cheesy. I thought it was, again, something too serious to really add that to personally. If she wants to come out with her panic attack story, I'm all for it. If you want to spread awareness about mental health and all that, I'm all for it. But the end, I fought in the Uber with my boyfriend. Then he said I had to be angry because you wouldn't listen to me. And now everything's forgiven and there's no follow-up. I'm not impressed by that story. And I was not impressed by it in person either. Anyways, that's that. Okay, so she talks about that. And then then she starts talking about she doesn't think that her audience likes the word hustler or hustle, and she prefers the word dreamer because everything starts from a dream. Okay, so you should just dream big dreams. And then she did like a little exercise where she's like, okay, everyone get your piece of paper out or get a phone out and write down on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your health like? 1 being the worst, 10 being amazing. So people did that. And then she said, okay, your finances, do it with faith, relationships, and life purpose. And then she said, okay, pretend this is a bicycle wheel and it's all about balance. It's not about having a bunch of good health, but no finances. Your wheel won't work or whatever. So that was like the one lesson that you could think about your life. Like, oh, my finances has to be good, but not so much better than my health that it's, whatever. Okay, balance your life. There you go. But the interesting part about that, or the thing I wanted to bring up is that she said, what did you guys think was the lowest, or what would you say was like, what did everyone put as like the one they need to work on the most? And everyone said, or a lot of people were like, finances. And she's like, oh yeah, that's very important. But you know what else is important? Body image. And then goes into this whole thing about body image and like, you need to love your body. You need to love all of the, imperfections of your body. And what if we could do that? Like men, say things about our bodies, but what if we loved them? And I was like, that's not what people said. They said finances, but I think she only had what she had prepared. And so she was unable to go away from the script that she had come up with. Okay, like I said, Asan was standing there the whole time. Like I said, he wasn't prompted at all. The only thing he did was play those songs at those specific moments in the beginning of the show when she's talking about the panic attack. He had his cues of when to push like play, and stop. He really had no other role, but he stood there and it was awkward that he was there the whole time, I thought, because he was just, he stood for 2 hours and tried to look interested, but it's difficult when you're literally just standing at a DJ booth with nothing to do. So I thought he should have been off stage, honestly, because it was weird that he was staying there the whole time. She used a boat metaphor. She said all ships rise together, and it takes courage. She did mention that. I don't know if that's like a slap back callback to Dave's book, Built Through Courage. That's built on ship metaphors. Okay, and then the Bernie Taupin guy, I want to look this up real quick. She basically starts playing Elton John music and says, Elton John has a big, so Kendra talked about this in her video where she was saying like, everyone looks up to Elon, but no one looks up to a second grade teacher. And she said the same exact thing here. But then she goes into the story about Elton John and she's like, does anyone know who Bernie Taupin is? And some women are like, woo! And she's like, yes, nobody knows who he is. So again, like she didn't like acknowledge the people who were like, yeah, I know who that is. But whatever. So she ignores that and she goes, Bernie Taupin is like a quiet, person who doesn't get recognized at Starbucks. And he's the, I'll show you who he looks like. Oh, wait, oops. No, I'm not making a potty. Not now, at least. Or am I? Oh. Okay, here he is, English songwriter. So she said, like, without Bernie, Elton John, all his songs were written by Bernie, or most of his songs, and Bernie doesn't like to sing, so that's like the perfect collaboration. Someone who doesn't want to be the star, but can help stars. So that was almost like her, to me, telling people, like, you don't have to have a big dream like me. You can just help people like me accomplish their goals. And that's also okay. Which, yes, it is also okay. But the point of this whole thing is like supposed to dream big and go for these lofty goals. So I was just confused of like sort of saying like women are the Bernie Taupins to Elton John, who are the men of the world. That was my takeaway. And again, everyone's takeaway can be different, but if I'm there to learn and to like glean something, the message was muddled or this is the message and I disagree with it. And she's like, and he's really rich. It's like, okay, got it. That was interesting. And then she talked about how she went to a conference. She didn't say it was Tony Robbins, but we all know it was Tony Robbins because she's told us that before. And she said there was no women on stage. And she told this story. She's told this story a million times, but she said, she went to the 3-day conference and she was like on fire because it was so good, but there was not one woman on the stage. And instead of going, now she doesn't say this. This is me saying this. And instead of going, maybe I'm at a sexist man's event. Maybe I'm supporting a man who hates women, which is my theory because he's got issues with his mother, as we all do, and that he doesn't like women or respect women. No, that's not the takeaway. The takeaway is she can be the first woman to be a motivational speaker. So I think in her mind, she believes she is the first female motivational speaker that's ever been. Because that's how she was making it seem like. She's like, well, I took away, like, God brought me to, she said, God or the universe brought her to that conference to give her the idea that she could be a woman on that stage. Now, there was a point in time where she did speak on Tony Robbins' stage, and she said that he was a total asshole to her. Now, he didn't name Tony Robbins. She didn't name Tony Robbins as that person, but if you read between the lines, that's who it seemed like she was talking about. So it's interesting that she brought that up, and the message of that was, you can be the first of something. But then again, it's like, wouldn't you want to be in an event where there's other women in the first place? And ironically, she's hired 2 men to be on stage and the one following her around with a camera at the same time. So it's like, you're just, again, propping up men, and you're the only woman that can do this work. You're the only one who can rise to the occasion of what men are doing. And she also said men are so, like, in the conference, they're so much like hustle, hustle, hustle. But she's like, I have to make school lunch in the morning. It's different for women. We need a different kind of message. And I'm like, not every woman has kids. What the fuck? Again, it was about the kids and the lunch making and like, we have cracked nipples, so we need different types of motivation. We should be more like the Bernie Taupins because we have kids. And that was like the overt message of, well, we have children, we need to take care of children, so let's like downgrade our expectations because hustle culture is for men and we're ladies, so we need to just like be more chill. And I found it to be a confusing, conflicting message with her own goals, or at least previously. Then she said, you wouldn't be in this room if you didn't live through hard things. I don't know why. This was a concert hall that I spent $50 on going. There was no pre-interview where it's like, did you go through hard things? You have to go through hard things. If you didn't, you aren't allowed in here. So I was like, I don't know why that would be said. And then people said things like out loud to her at different times. Like at one point she's like, dreams are scary. And someone said, no, they're exciting. And she just flat out ignored them, did not acknowledge it. Everyone else kind of was like, like, sort of acknowledging the woman screaming out. And Rachel did not acknowledge it. She just moved on. She did the meditation for 15 minutes. She did not shut up at all. At least 6 people left during that time. And it was like I said, just non-stop talking the whole time. She's like, we're going to meditate now. There's music in the background. But she's like, envision your life. Think about your life. Think about this. Think about that. Now think about it as like a colorful blah, 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 blah. And like you could not stop. She didn't stop talking for any amount of time during that. Then she was talking about, that diaper commercial? I'm just going through my list of like notes. She was talking about that, she's like, my first baby, you just really like want it to be so precious and special and whatever. And the second baby, you like spit on the pacifier and hand it to him. I'm like, yeah, like that commercial for diapers. Like in my head, I'm thinking that one, it's like for, I forget, it's like not Huggies, but it's like the other one. You know what I mean? The diaper commercial where it's like your first baby and then your second baby, like the first baby's like, don't get germs on it. And the second one, you're like, who cares? Put them in the dirt, She was giving like a skit of that as if she had come up with that concept. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Then she quoted the Dolly Parton working boots thing that I showed that the other woman had her shirt on thinking that was Rachel's quote. Okay. And then to wrap it up, then she told the 29029 story. That's the one that she told on her podcast recently, where she saw the deer and she had bears.
This mountain is covered with bears. Hello, brother. Can I get by? And Bambi's dad turns his head and walks away. It's not my ankle that hurts. It's my Achilles heel. Let's tune into this ankle.
Yes, get Loves. Exactly. That's the one. The Loves for the diaper thing. That was one I couldn't think of, but she doesn't acknowledge that it's a Loves commercial, that whole concept. Anyway, so in that story, she tells it similarly, but she leaves out the deer. She leaves out that it was a last-minute decision. She leaves out the ankle. She basically just says she got tired. She looked drunk. 20 people came up to her and said that they were inspired by her. She couldn't finish. She went to the hotel room and slept and then woke up and felt amazing. She was going to go cheer on people, but then decided not to. And that reminded me of another story she told where she was going to go to a marathon to support her friends, but she hates going to support. She wants to be the one in it. So it makes sense now, again, hearing it again, I'm like, okay, so it makes sense because she's like, at night, she's like, the next morning I'm just going to go and support everyone else. And then the morning she goes, no, I'm actually going to climb the mountain. I changed my mind, okay. Co-steps, thank you, welcome. So she did tell that part and said she caught up with her girlfriend and got to walk up the mountain one more time and was so much happier by not finishing than finishing. And her boyfriend's so fast and we hate him.
We hate him.
Mandy, thank you so much, Mandy. Mandy says, she is so emotionally immature. Her realizations are like my teenage kids, and how she talks about her boyfriend being the smartest, like a freaking teenager. Yes, I agree.
I am dating the most evolved human being.
That is how she speaks about him. That's true. Her boo thing. Yeah, he seems like a normal person, to be quite honest.
Boo thing, my boyfriend.
A normal person, if not kind of a bad boyfriend, honestly. And that was it. She didn't mention the ankle or the Achilles heel. She didn't mention anything about the universe. Nothing. Excuse me. And then at 10, so she's telling the story of the climbing, but at 10 o'clock, Asan played the music to kind of wrap her up, I think, because they were supposed to be gone at 10. So he just randomly started playing a song. And then that's when the shots came out. And then she runs off stage, and that was it. That was the entire event in a nutshell. And yeah, that was it. I took these photos towards the end because I figured, well, no, if anyone catches me here now at this point, this is the one I have in the thumbnail. If anyone catches me at this point, it's too late. I've already done the analysis. So overall, I'm in no rush to go to any sort of Rach Talk event, Rachel Hollis event ever in the future. One thing I wanted to talk about, though, it's inside of her, not selling tickets and stuff. I do think she's got a fan base still. The women that were there were diehard fans, it seemed like. I don't know how many people were there snarking. Some people left, like I said, early. But the rest of them were laughing. They were buying merch. I think she can regrow her audience if she keeps down this road. I don't know how the fuck. I don't understand it, but I think that she can, unfortunately. And this is something that I'm shocked about. And again, it makes me feel like maybe we're the dum-dums, a la Bethany Frankel. Hold on, sorry. She signed on with SiriusXM to do her, oh no. I'm just seeing this Leslie Jordan. That's so sad. Aww. Okay. We'll have to look at that later. But she signed a deal with XM Radio, and or Sirius XM, and she's gonna be probably making buku bucks from home, from talking about shaving her hoo-ha, as she says. Oh, she also said that. She also said, I don't shave my hoo-ha anymore, on stage at one point. Boat Night says 120, eh? What did I say that about? I forget. Remind me, please.
This situation is a red flag.
Why don't I remember stuff I said 1 minute ago? You know, I just, like, the amount of Rachel Hollis podcast content I've consumed over the last year is a lot. And all I can say is it's regurgitation about her life, about her waxing habits, about her boyfriend, who, again, you know, going back to Rachel's content, it's like, what did she do with Dave? She talked about Dave. Dave didn't really want to be on camera in the beginning, right? He was sort of camera shy, but she would always talk about me and Dave, me and Dave, me and Dave. And then all of a sudden, slowly, he gets involved in the on camera, the lives, doing a romance, you know, getaway for couples, and all of a sudden he's in the content, and he's a big part of the brand because she's got to prove that she's got a good marriage, because what other credentials does she have other than being, you know, a mother and a writer? Dave is a big part of the book, Girl Wash Your Face. Now Kez is coming in and becoming that member. So, like, she hasn't changed very much. The only thing that's different is, like, the person that she's with. Like, instead of Dave, now it's Kez. Like, she hasn't changed her content at all, except now instead of Christianity, it's New Age spirituality. She makes, you know, false and dangerous medical claims in her podcast. I guess that's A-OK with Sirius XM Radio. They also recently signed Lewis Howes, so I guess they're going to this self-help bullshit, and I'm very disappointed. I don't have any feelings about Sirius XM. I'm not a subscriber, so they don't care what I think. But it just makes me sad that people who lie and, you know, I shouldn't say lie, but give misinformation, platform people who are very problematic and are trying to sell you miracle cures to COVID, or they're trying to tell you that disease is fake, are getting money and getting bigger platforms. What are we doing here? What are we doing, people? Not people, but these media companies. You talk about fake news as being a very big problem in the media space, and we need to work on it, but then you fucking promote these people who don't have a degree in anything, and they're giving life advice. Listen to the podcast. I swear to God, these media executives don't listen to these actual words. They're like, oh, look at the data, look at the numbers, oh, she's got 100 million downloads, let's like promote it to the end of the earth. It bothers me. There's nothing of substance here. I'm frustrated. Thank you, Laura F. Thank you. And Laura Andrea says, going back to my stupid 9 to 5, I have a meeting, but just wanted to say this is giving me life. Thank you for your service, Kia. Oh, you're welcome. You are so welcome. And for that I say,
it's giving me life.
Yes. I haven't played this one yet.
Oh, I love that sound.
I do love that sound. Man, I don't know. And it's like, the way it's talked about is so not true to what it actually is. If you actually listen to the the podcast, it says, hosted by Hollis, the Rachel Hollis podcast is described as the show for anyone looking for more joy and purpose in their lives. Oh yeah, I got so much joy and purpose out of listening to Rachel talk about shaving her vagina and why she doesn't wear bras anymore. Come on. It's so frustrating. Thank you to whoever that was. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Thank you. And then it says, okay, it features interviews with top performers in business, media, and lifestyle. Okay, name one. Who have you talked to? Logic, the musician, 6 months ago. You talked to a writer who wrote a book 40 years ago. You're promoting, freaking, what's her face? Louise Hay, who's been dead for 40 years. Like, yeah, groundbreaking, amazing. Yeah, she interviewed Tony Robbins, where Tony Robbins could not shut the fuck up about, you know, stem cell research, with no promoting his own book, with like no proof that any of it works and how to access it. Like, this is not good content. If you listen to this shit, I'm sorry. If you listen to this unironically, you're going to get dumber. You're going to become a dumber person, I think. If you are listening to this and going, yes, oh yeah, disease? No, I can just will that away if I decide to, just like Rachel Hollis does. It's bad. I'm not happy with this. Okay. This is what she says. Teaming up with SiriusXM allows us to further elevate the show, bringing it into an exciting new chapter. I believe we learn the most by listening to other people's stories and sharing in conversation. Okay, you mean that other people best learn from listening to your stories about your life. Got it. My hope is to keep seeking out wisdom from our guests that spark curiosity and openness with an ever-evolving audience. Quote, self-help and motivational podcasts are increasingly becoming more popular with listeners, and with tens of millions of downloads, the Rachel Hollis podcast is already a success story in that area, said Kelly Hurley, the vice president and global head of revenue partnership. Rachel is a unique, relatable, literally, oh my God. Rachel is a unique, relatable, and dynamic personality who will further expand SXM's media impressive portfolio in that category, giving marketers another avenue to connect with the highly engaged and loyal audience that Rachel has cultivated over the years. Rachel has spent years growing her influence from a humble blog to a lifestyle juggernaut that spreads across social media, books, audio, television, and more. What the fuck television is she on? The local Joliet channel where the woman says, oh, your book, don't girl wash your hair? Oh, that television? Give me a break. This is like outdated information. Why aren't we doing our research, people? We're giving millions of dollars, probably, most likely, multi-year $1 million deals, I would imagine, to people who haven't been relevant for like 3 years and were only popular 5 years ago. It blows my fucking mind. With this deal, we're pleased to help her reach new listeners and further grow her audience reach. New episodes of the Rachel Hollis podcast are available every Tuesday and Thursday on Stitcher, the SXM app, and all major podcast listening platforms. Okay, here we go. And guess who else is there? And I'm going to get to all your comments, I promise. SiriusXM's partnership with the Rachel Hollis podcast follows the company's recently announced deals in the self-help podcast space, including an ad and distro deal with the School of Greatness. That's Lewis Howes' podcast, the guy who goes, interesting. Has fucking Joe Dispenza on the show, has anti-vaxxers, has people who has Dean Graziosi on, like people who are known scammers. That's the guy who's on, getting deals. And the launch of the Mel Robbins podcast. Oh, do you know how to count down from 5? Now you can with 2,000 episodes of Mel Robbins. I'm so sick of it. It just sucks to see these are the types of people succeeding in today's world. Like, not to say like, well, I should succeed more. I'm just saying people who are innovative, artistic, are taking risks, are doing things differently, are looking for facts, who are hiring people who are experts. They have to fucking bust their ass to like make a living. And someone like Rachel Hollis, who just says whatever the fuck, whenever the fuck, gets pushed. She says, I'm like Harriet Tubman. I'm unrelatable like Harriet Tubman, and just gets deals anyways. I guess the lesson here is just keep doing it. Say the most ridiculous stuff that you want, and someone out there will give you some money as long as you're popular. Even if you're a negative popularity, you'll still succeed in life. That's the unfortunate part. Okay, sorry. All right, let me go through all the comments. Thank you for dealing with my rant, everybody. All right, let's see. Kina Batty, thank you. Kina Batty, it's probably gone by now, but chose a Shiba dog clapping his hands.
I love you too. What the heck?
Here's a weird one.
Your kids are gorgeous and they've gotten old.
There you go, Kina. That's for you. Thank you. Okay. This is from Albanese. Albanese says, do you really think she can make a full comeback? I have even less faith in humanity, which I didn't think was possible. I don't freaking know. I don't know. People like Candace Owens, okay? People like Kanye or Ye. People like what's that guy that's on Fox? I don't know. People like people. As long as you got popularity, you probably could make a comeback in the sense of you can continue to make millions of dollars until you retire. I don't know, though. What do I know?
I will slowly buy you a boat.
I'm just mad. I'm just mad about it because it's like, this is what you're going with, SiriusXM? Really? Are you that lazy?
I'm all about getting a free ride.
Next will be the Dave Hollis podcast is going to be on there too, and I'm going to freak out. Thank you. And Sarah G says, got my COVID booster today to spite Rach's bullshit. So pissed she has this platform and this new deal to spread her nonsense. Yeah, me frickin' too. Here's a reminder for everyone. This is what Rachel Hollis says about medical information.
You are not required to get the flu this year.
This is what we need to spread to the masses. Don't get vaccinated. You're not going to get the flu. I don't get sick anymore.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't get sick.
Oh, no, it's okay. I don't get sick anymore. Oh, no, it's okay. I have a sweet lady who comes to my house twice a week to clean my toilets. She's the house cleaner. She cleans the toilets. That's what we need. Well, let's promote her.
I am not a medical authority, but...
Thank you, Sarah G. I appreciate that. And good job getting your booster. Anyways, so yeah, do I think she's going to become, Rise Again conference leader? No, I don't. I think she's going to have enough money to be able to just do her podcast and read ads from AT&T or whatever. But I can still be mad about it. I'm still pissed about it. And, I feel like at some point I'm helping her grow too, because she's even got people riled up about her content. It's like it needs to become so irrelevant at some point that no one cares what she has to say because she's a nobody. And that's where I hope it ends up going at some point, because I don't know, it's not helping anyone at best, and it's hurting people at worst, in my opinion, especially this new turn towards, Louise Hay promotion that, my ankle hurts because, my Achilles heel is masculine energy. It's like, I'm so fucking sick of that. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it being accepted as okay in this day and age. Scientific research is just thrown out the window. Everything is all over the place. It's frustrating. If you don't agree with someone's bullshit opinion, it's like you're a hater. It's annoying.
I am not someone who fails.
But then again, here I am, not knowing anything either.
Ooh, shit.
So, but I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk, as they say. Thanks, Jill Christian. Thanks for helping me clean my toilets. So disappointed in SXM. Yes, me as well. Rachel's not.
She cleans the toilets.
I mean, maybe there's truth. Maybe she did, she deserves the best things in the world, because she really does get a lot of lucky breaks in life. She's gotten a lucky break after lucky break after lucky break, and it continues. So maybe she is better than us. Maybe God has selected her as his chosen one, and we should all just give up.
I'm probably going to misquote it.
Or maybe she'll get canceled again on a bigger stage, and then we can all witness it in real time.
I'm a big-time hippie, and I'm very woo-woo.
Anyways, I'm actually getting a little scratchy throat. I don't know if it's because I'm talking so much or got that too much mask at one time syndrome, where I wore my mask in the airport for too long. And now I'm talking so loud through the mask. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to have a blog. Oh my God, I said it again. I'm going to have a vlog of my experience. I did vlog the whole thing. So I'll add in a little bit of Cincinnati flair and some of my real-time thoughts as I was going through this experience. And that'll be good. And then, like I said, Heather the lawyer, thank you. Heather the lawyer says, Rachel needs to hear Taylor's new anti-hero song and realize she is the problem. Heather, did you know?
I am not problematic.
She's not problematic. Okay. And if you think she's problematic,
unfollow me.
Oh, wait. I have a scratchy throat. I don't get sick. No. It's okay. I don't get sick. No one worry. I've told my spirit guides to protect me.
My guardian angels, my spirit guides. Oh, okay. Colt.
Okay, Colt. Thank you, Heather. Yes. So that'll be that. And then on Friday, Kendra and I, if all goes to plan, right, Kendra? We're going to have a special episode where we go live together and talk about Rachel Hollis. And talk about the Hollisville, because she's new to the world and she did a follow-up video to the video that I did. So it's kind of meta, like she reviewed my review of her video. And so she's, like I said, she's sort of new to the space and into doing this critique type work on YouTube. So, so we're going to chat live, hopefully, if all the tech stuff goes well and it's on the schedule. So, we should be good. And I hope you join us then. I think that'll be a lot of fun. It'll be casual. You can ask questions. She went to the Joliet event. I went to the Cincinnati event, so we can compare notes. And, you know, we love to promote, unlike SiriusXM, we like to promote people who, you know, seem to want to do good and think critically. So we stand Kendra. There she is, Kendra.
Like, I'm not drinking the Rachel Hollis Kool-Aid.
And we appreciate that. What else? Oh, okay. And membership. I know a lot of you have been joining the membership. I very much appreciate it. If you would like to join the membership, I would love it. I won't love you because I don't know you, but I would love the act of you doing that. You can join it on my channel. It should be a little bar right here that says, instead of see perks, it should say join for you. And I just added a new private Reddit group, Reddit thread, subreddit, where it's only people who are in the membership. So everyone can talk to each other. You can make your own posts. You can send me links. I just wanted a centralized place where the people who are like really into talking about all the stuff and the channel and the direction it's going, we can start collecting different notes and things there. So that's also a perk if you join membership, as they say. And the prices, it's $2.99. Let me see. Oh wait, that's a look inside. Oopsies. It's $2.99 or it's $9.99. And a new perk for joining the membership is not only do you get, if you join the Pancake Breakfast Club, if you, that's the perk is you get your name at the beginning and at the end of every video. However, since I love to sing, not well, but I do love to sing, I am going to sing your name or your username as part of my sign out song at the end of the video. So your name will appear at the front of a live stream in a video and at the end in song form. So if that's something you're into, that's an added perk. I'm just like throwing perks out there like I'm a fake guru trying to entice you.
What excites me most is see a person die.
You know, so
that's suspiciously like $500.
Yeah. So like $2.99 a month, suspiciously like $500. So what did we learn today?
Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know about Heidi and Dave, what's going on. All I know is Dave's got a fitness competition coming up, a physique competition, and Heidi is doing her Heidi thing, breaking her toes, fungus, and putting our kids on the internet. So nothing too exciting, I don't believe. And Pancake, the Pancake anniversary is coming up. So we got to think about what we're going to be doing for that to commemorate such a wonderful time in history in Hollisville.
I'm sorry that you don't have a job.
Melanie, welcome. Thank you.
Dave, you're talking about peace, aren't you? No, I'm talking about buying my book.
Yeah, Pancake Gate, where Dave went nuts on the internet.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
we'll have to do something. I was saying, someone messaged me on Instagram and said you should do some sort of live stream. I'm like, maybe we could do like a charity stream or something a little more fun. I know, I can't believe it's been a year. But yeah.
I will actually do something obscene for you.
We can revisit all of our favorite moments of Pancakegate, because there are a lot, and where we've come since then. And he's got a new book out, or coming out November or something, about his daughter. So, nothing's really changed much there. Okay. Why do you follow me? Yes, I can. Okay. Let's get to the singing. Now, if you just joined today, I won't have your name added if you joined Pancake Breakfast Club, but the next time, you will be here. Okay, thank you for joining me. Also, let me know if you like this time, or if you'd rather go later on a different day. And I have a confession. I switched it to an earlier time because I'm trying to make friends. I'm trying to make friends in real life, meaning not on the internet, like real life in person. So I joined a tennis group because I like tennis, and I haven't played tennis in like over 10 years. It's been a big thing for me. I think it's like a mental block that I've had. And now that I've reached that place in therapy where I'm able to do things again, I'm putting myself back out there and I'm playing tennis. However, tennis starts at 7:30. So I can't do the late streams on Monday. I can switch the days, or we can keep this time. So let me know. And also, you probably get preferential treatment if you're in the membership. Just saying. Pay to be my friend, okay? All right, here we go. I'm gonna sing my song now. Right? And here we go. I might mispronounce some names. That might happen. Can you hear me? Does that sound better? I don't want it to be too loud. Here we go now. Yeah. Rainy Cannon and young Angela Arnold. You guys are cool. The first three on the top of the Pancake Breakfast Club. Brianna Tate. Oh my God. Freudian slip. Brennan Nicole. Alaska. BL Trundra. Bluntrundra. Okay, let me try again. This is the first time I'm ever trying this. Okay, sorry. Alaska, Bluntrundra, Dahlia, and Starry Nights. That's what you see in Alaska, Bluntrundra. Nicole Campbell, the Perception Trainer. Dave Kelly, Soko Lashes. You guys are so freaking cool. You're cool AF. But you're not relatable. But you know who is? Joms and Clueless Monet. Marley Hanno. Bonjour Nancy. Stella Black. Crystal G. Nicole Hensley. We ain't done yet. Laura Wallace, Akonzel, Chels Marie. You really are three cool people. Also, Louise V. And finally, Kimberly Harris Smiles. That's what I wanna say. Pancake Breakfast Club. You guys make my day. And I don't want to mess up your name, so if you have a phonetic spelling, DM it to me. Cause I'll practice and then I'll get better probably on take number 3. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye.